Since Mayor is unable to attend tonight, I'm going to, Council President Elfelman is unable to attend tonight. I'm going to call the meeting to order and turn it over to Jared Reed.
We'll have to do a flag salute first, though.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Jared Reed, City Attorney for the record, without our council president being present, and us having a quorum of 4 members, we need to appoint, or you all need to appoint somebody to run the meeting. So as you all know, we have a vacant mayor position, and then without our council president, we have nobody to fulfill the role of mayor tonight, which is to run the meeting. So we would need a nomination or nominations and then a vote.
I would nominate Jen.
Okay, well, do we have any other nominations? Okay, all those in favor of Councillor Hutchinson running the meeting?
Aye.
All right, Councillor Hutchinson, you are the chair, madam, of the meeting. I would actually move to the center. Yeah, you could take your nameplate if you so choose.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott. So are there any additions to the agenda?
There are no additions. Thank you.
And then everybody, can you hear me okay? Okay.
Just for the record, so that you know, we have a black screen on this computer for our Zoom. It's because our computer is not working, but Zoom itself is working. So everybody can hear you online. It's just you can't see them online. So I wanted council to be aware of that. So if you ask for any visitors' appearance and requests, if anyone wishes to speak, we may want to take a few seconds to see if anyone wants to speak beforehand. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So has everybody had a chance to read the consent agenda? And if so, I'm ready for a motion.
I'll move to approve the consent agenda as circulated.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, it passed unanimously. Okay, so next on the agenda is visitors' appearances and requests. And individuals are limited to 3 minutes. So is there anyone from the audience that would like to come up and speak to the council? Is there anybody online? Okay. Okay. All right, so we'll move on. So Crook County Fire and Rescue presentation, Matt Smith and Russ DeBoot. Thank you.
Yeah. Good evening, Council. Thank you for allowing us to speak. So as you said, my name's Matt Smith. I'm the fire chief at Crook County Fire and Rescue. And I asked for the opportunity for the fire district to brief the council regarding what I believe to be a recent and ongoing public safety threat. My concern is regarding conditions set by the property owners of 1948 North Main Street in Prineville, Prineville Campus LLC, and the owners of GVB Biopharma, otherwise known as Central Oregon Processing. Russ DeBoot is a division chief for us, fire marshal and code official, and he will brief the council regarding a fire on June 19th, 2026.
Good evening, Council. Again, my name is Russ DeBoot. I'm the Fire Marshal here for Crook County Fire and Rescue. I wanted to provide you a status report and update on an incident that we had on June 19th. So this is a letter that's in your packet to Steve Forrester and City Council. Crook County Fire and Rescue was dispatched for a fire alarm at 1948 North Main Street, Building M on June 19th at approximately 18:22 hours. Responding crews were updated while en route that there was a confirmed fire in the building and employees were unable to contain the blaze. Upon arrival, crews were directed to Building M by on-site personnel. Building M is approximately 3,000 square foot metal-sided building with an additional 2,000 square foot overhang on the north side. The building contains hemp processing equipment and is part of the isolation step in the process, which refines hemp oil into the final product. This process utilizes the chemical heptane as the primary solvent and has a storage capacity of 5,000 gallons. Crews staged their apparatus on the southeast corner of the building and made entry through a man door to the processing area. Crews could see what appeared to be a fire in an open 55-gallon drum in the northeast corner of the large room, and they were able to enter the building and extinguish the fire with their attack lines. While fire crews were engaged in suppressing the fire, additional fire personnel investigated the functionality of the on-site fire suppression system. During this process, it was determined that the suppression system was not functioning. The fire pump was inspected and was determined to not be functioning as well. It was later determined that a valve had been shut off in the underground fire lines that effectively turned off the entire Prineville campus, except for one fire suppression zone in the larger buildings. The fire pump was also inoperable due to a failed pressure switch. Due to the inoperability of the fire suppression system, Kirk County Fire and Rescue ordered the immediate closure of the entire facility at approximately 8 o'clock or 2000 hours on June 19th until a third-party licensed fire sprinkler contractor could assess the system and remedy any issues. The cause of the fire was investigated by our local deputy state fire marshal. At the conclusion of the investigation, it was determined the fire was caused when employees were emptying product that still contained heptane into an open 55-gallon drum inside the isolation room. The heptane gas leaked out of the barrel and found a nearby ignition source, igniting the barrel and nearby pressure vessels. On Thursday, June 25th, Kirk County Fire and Rescue Fire Marshal myself inspected the suppression system with the help from the Kirk County Building Department and technicians from American Sprinkler. All fire risers in the system were tested, as well as the fire pump, and all systems passed and were deemed operational at that time. With the suppression system tested and functional again, myself allowed the reopening of the facility and its buildings, except for Building M. Building M was ordered to remain closed due to the fire damage until repairs and appropriate inspections could be completed. Myself continues to work with the Kirk County Building Department and the business owners to fix all detection systems, piping, and electrical components that were or may have been compromised due to the fire before the building will reopen for operations. Additional agencies have been contacted due to the hazardous nature of the manufacturing process, the inoperability of the fire and life safety systems, and the threat to employees at the site, emergency response personnel, and the public. These include Oregon OSHA and the Oregon Department of Agriculture, who are working through their separate protocols and procedures.
So to follow up on the facts that Russ laid out, I want to be clear. The conditions I referred to earlier that I believe to be a recent and ongoing threat are allowing employees to do hazardous work in areas in which the fire suppression system has been shut off, allowing employees to work in locations in which fire systems and damaged manufacturing equipment have not been inspected and approved by the fire code official, and allowing employees with inadequate training and supervision to conduct manufacturing procedures that use flammable liquid. And again, to be clear, I think the mitigation efforts are really where the fire district would like to be. We were able to meet with GVB Biopharma, both Ted and Phil today. We had a good meeting and again, focused on those mitigation efforts. And so when I say, if these conditions are not mitigated, and that means if we don't address the conditions, and that's really what the concern I have is, if we don't address these conditions, it is my opinion that these conditions constitute an imminent threat of injury or for the employees at the facility, emergency responders, and the public. The fire district will use its full weight of authority to ensure that these conditions are remedied and those remedies are maintained. We have engaged staff with the Oregon State Fire Marshal, the City of Prineville, Crook County, OSHA, and the Department of Agriculture to join us in doing the same. Kirk County Fire and Rescue values its relationships with our partnered agencies and appreciates the council's time this evening. We look forward to working together with the company to ensure that safety is maintained for the employees at this facility, for the emergency responders, and the public. So we'd be happy to answer any questions that the council has, if you have any.
I had one question. You say it started from an ignition source. Were you able to give a more accurate description of what that could have been?
I'll let Russ speak to that one.
So the official fire investigation reports is handled by our local deputy state fire marshal. So I don't want to speak specifically to his report, I don't believe he was able to narrow down what exactly the ignition source was. It could have been as simple as static electricity that was generated. It could have been an open conduit. It could have been something nearby. Similar to gasoline, heptane is a liquid until it reaches its boiling point, which is actually very low, just like gasoline, and then it turns into a vapor. That vapor is heavier than air, so as it boils out of the barrel, it then starts spreading across the floor of the facility. And at some point contacted something that provided it a spark.
But it doesn't need much of a spark, something extremely volatile and flammable.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's just a regular electrical outlet do that?
The electrical outlet would need to have some sort of fault with it to generate the spark. A working, functional, and correct outlet doesn't just have static sparks. And so, no, it would take something more than just an electrical outlet. It could be an electrical outlet if there was an issue with that outlet.
So Matt, you said you met with them today.
We did.
So what's the update from today, or is there anything more to update us on?
I thought we had a good meeting. We talked about some mitigation things. And again, the company can speak for themselves if they needed to at maybe a different point. But from the fire district perspective, we're about those mitigation things, being clear on what they need to do to meet the code. And then offering them the opportunity to, because again, these can be very complicated. We may not be speaking clearly. And so I was able to, we had the opportunity with Russ there, our fire code official, just to lay out what that process would be. And then I had the opportunity just to communicate what my concern level is and the reason for that concern. And again, they were very attentive to that and we appreciated that.
And is building M still closed?
Building M is still closed, yes. Do you want to speak to just that process, Russ?
Yeah, it's not dissimilar to any structure that we encounter fire damages things. That's what it does. And so just wanted to make sure that the electrical is working, the gas detection systems are functioning. Obviously, we inspected the fire sprinkler system and confirmed that it's functioning again, as well as the fire pump is now up and operational. They've got a plan to maintain that going forward so that we don't have a similar, or in an effort to prevent a similar issue in the future with the suppression system being turned off. And then this particular type of industry requires a third-party review by an engineer for the actual equipment. And so we're working through that with the company and their engineer. Yep.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you guys for the time. Thank you.
Thanks.
Did we ask if they've been responding?
Oh, I'm sorry. That would be in your visitor appearance and request. You got another one that they'll have the opportunity to come and talk. Which luckily, given your agenda, that'll be pretty quick because there's only a couple agenda items we have left. So we're not going to wait very long, but that would be the sort of official one.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Mhm.
Seconded.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so next on the agenda is Casey for intent to award ASR number 2 fiber optic installation.
Good evening, council. For the record, Casey Kaiser, City of Prineville Public Works Director and Assistant City Manager. I'm up here tonight to ask council to consider authorizing the intent to award for our ASR2 fiber optic project. So what this project will do is connect our new ASR2 well into our communication system. So this is our SCADA system, our supervisory control and data acquisition system. So this is the electronic way that we control and monitor most of our infrastructure anymore, most of our water and wastewater infrastructure. So this project actually includes, as council's aware, we have a number of wells up there. So currently they communicate via radio communications, and this will provide a hard connection for the new ASR well. It'll also connect in our Milliken well, our heliport well, and also our tanks up on the hill up above the airport. So it includes the installation of about 3,500 feet of conduit, fiber optic conduit, and about 14,500 feet of fiber optic cable. The reason why there's less conduit than cable is, as some council members may remember, when we did the 30-inch water line project, while we had that trench open, we installed conduit in it for anticipating the future need for running fiber optic up there. So that was a pretty significant cost savings move on our part, by the way. Good job, team. So there were two responsive bidders on this project. They were Robinson Brothers Construction, or RBC as they're more commonly known as, and then McKernan Enterprises. The apparent low bidder was Robinson Brothers Construction with a bid of $266,015.34. This project was planned for within the funding of our ASR2 well, and the engineer's cost estimate for this project was $366,000 approximately. So happy to answer any questions, but otherwise I would recommend that council consider approving the intent to award for the ASR2 fiber optic project, awarding that to RBC, or Robinson Brothers Construction, for $266,015.34.
So moved. Second.
One thing, Casey, on the bottom of it says the Fairmont Waterline Project on,
Yeah, it's not the Fairlamont Waterline project.
just for clarification.
Okay, thank you.
Was
That's
that
on the staff report.
So I missed it because you said so moved. Was the Fairmont is what he said, or did he say something different?
I don't know.
He was
No,
talking about ASR.
No, he's
Yeah.
talking to you.
I can redo it.
Well, there's already been a motion and a second. That's why we
Yeah.
go slow down a little bit. So is there, you need to call for a vote? And I would say don't vote and then do a re-motion. Vote nay on it. And then actually do a real motion.
Okay. Okay, so we cancel that?
Don't you say all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
And those opposed?
Aye.
All right, so that falls 3-1. And so does anyone wish to do a new motion? Okay, do the new motion.
I will. I make a motion to approve the intent to award the ASR fiber optic project to Robinson Brothers Construction in the amount of $266,015.34.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second, so let's vote. Everybody in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, passed unanimously.
Thank you, council.
Okay, and next on the agenda is the city manager's report.
Thank you. Starting out with public safety, the Crooked River Roundup went well this year, according to Shane and his team. We are getting ready for Ladies' Night to kick off the parimutuel horse races tomorrow night, July 15th. Just FYI, the races are generally have a much higher attendance in terms of how many people attend than the rodeo. So not unlike the rodeo, Shane's partnering with Oregon State Police, and of course, sheriffs will also be assisting from Crook County for that event. Looking forward to that. All annual TASER certifications for officers have been completed. Katie in the 911 dispatch reporting they have unfortunately lost a call taker. So they'll begin recruiting the beginning of August with hopes to have someone on board sometime in October. Aubrey, who's one of our dispatchers, has been in shadow training, will be completed by the time this report is given, and she will be solo on the console effective next week, so a full-time dispatcher. That will be helpful. On the public works side, the ASR2 well house is taking shape. Casey and I had the opportunity to go up there and inspect that today. So it in fact is looking really good up there. It's a beautiful facility. North Main paving project is set to begin in August. The permitting and design process for the horizontal well continues to move along. Design for unconnected water and sewer areas in our city is making progress as well. And a powder coated dock is being assembled to be placed in the pond at Barnes Butte Recreation Area, which will allow the pumping of water to fill the pond at the racetrack. When people are very anxious to get that done, they want to see that water back in that pond by the racetrack. So moving on to the railroad, we continue to build our railroad team out there. We anticipate having warehouse lead position in place early August. We're also looking at filling a warehouse person's position out there shortly as well. Also, Matt has gone out for bid at the for the Chrissy grant that we've already received for the equipment that goes along with that. So that'll be able to bring some capabilities in-house that we haven't had for a long time to maintain the track condition. On the metal lake side, we've been super busy out there. Fourth was super busy and continue to be very busy on the weekends and during the week. We sent Dave a nice retirement wish. A lot of participation there a couple weeks ago, and Zach's working on some equipment upgrades in the banquet room. And at the airport, fire activity so far has been pretty darn low. We do have a lot of thunderstorms in the forecast, especially to the south. Anticipated that we have a pretty good chance of some thunderstorms here in Prineville area tomorrow night. So we'll keep an eye on that. Other activity remains very busy. Summertime activity for fuel sales. And again, Kelly's continuing to work on an overlay project with the state and federal funding process. Also, I asked the question at last week's meeting just to give an update to council on what's been going on at the airport. And right now we currently have five fixed base operators, FBOs, on the field right now, and aviation related businesses that go along with that. And he's estimating there are 40 plus employees employed up there full time. So it's quite a going concern compared to where it was, not that many years ago. On the planning side, the apartments at Ochoco Mill site have opened up for the first building for rent. Lennar is starting to build as well. 2 subdivision applications are now under review, and industrial development continues. And Josh is pointing out that after the recession, it halted a lot of residential development that was already in process and planned for, master plan and so forth, particularly south of the fairgrounds. And that has started to move again. So we're going to see probably high probability to see some growth and development south of town, where it's primarily been up here in the Iron Horse area. So continued expansion there. On the human resources side, Carrie's busy on a lot of things, but also she's focusing a little bit on the AI and how that affects our opportunity to do our jobs and what policies need to be associated with that activity. On the IT side, been focused on radio communication effectiveness, and they're working on the last phases of some radio upgrades. The new website is live for the city. If you have an opportunity, check that out. And we're working to make sure all the links are functioning properly and that other files that have lapsed in the creation of the new website are being brought up and up to snuff or up to date. On the finance side, Lori's working on a core report for the upcoming council meeting. The annual audit for fiscal year 2026 is scheduled to begin this October and expected to be completed by the end of December. So moving on to social media, our posts and responses have remained, for the most part, positive. Sean Ray has also been busy with irrigation districts and reporting that other irrigation districts in Central Oregon are not doing as well as we are here in Crook County with Ochoco Irrigation District. And she's also pointing out a report that I gave in response as a board member of OID that we are anticipated to have a full irrigation season this year. So for farmers that are into forage, alfalfa, and grass, they'll get their third cuttings. Our reservoirs will be pretty darn low at the end of this season, but we anticipate to have water available through September. So that's good news there. On the economic development, Caroline and Matt have submitted for the second round of Chrissy grants for the railroad and hope to hear something back sometime this coming November. And regarding Miss Caroline, she's been appointed as the Prineville EDCO new board president. So congratulations to Caroline, and certainly her experience with EDCO and role at the city, she'll be a great president for that organization. So thank you, Caroline. Appreciate that.
Congratulations.
That concludes my report. Are there any questions?
Are some of the other irrigation districts getting ready to shut down already?
Yeah, there are several over in the shoes. Yeah,
Authority.
yeah, and that's real typical. They're the most junior water right in Deschutes area. So, yeah. So Arnold, I think, goes off next week or the week after.
Arnold's already off.
They're already down.
They're-
Not all of it, but some of it is. I just talked to him today. So,
Oh.
yeah. But yeah.
All the places I've been working out there said they're already done.
Yeah.
Well, we're
But
thankful.
they
we're
are
in
done. I mean, it's just that
Yeah.
there's still some water coming. My brother-in-law's not done. He's got 10 or 20 acres.
Thankful we're in the position we are.
We need to be grateful for that. That is true.
Okay. So are there any council reports? No. And there's no ordinances or resolutions, so we're down to visitors' appearances and requests. And any visitors, you have 3 minutes, and please identify yourself and your address. Come ahead, come on, come up to the podium. Thank you.
Nervous, I don't do this.
No, it's all right.
I'm not a big
We do
speaker.
light.
Yeah. My name's Ted Swindells, and I'm a fourth generation Oregonian. I live in Tumalo currently, but I have 2 investments here in Prineville. And one of them is the hemp facility. We've put a lot of money into it, a lot of training. We're really, the community is very important to us. We've made several investments here. We participated in the community in the I'm dyslexic, so give me a little second. The Crooked River Roundup Foundation and other youth organizations here. My wife Phyllis is with me. Met with the superintendent in the last week to help with some things that we were working on with them. So we're very committed to this community overall, as we are the state of Oregon. My family's in the forest products business. The state's very important to us. I've worked hard and I really care about our employees. I've got 70 employees so far. I'm hoping to get to 100 in the next couple of years. And I think I provided a safe environment for them. We did have a fire out there. This building it's in is a very particular building, an H building. It's incredibly safe. It's built for fires, explosions, flash fires. It's built for all those kinds of things. The tank that sits outside is extraordinary. So we did have a flash fire. There was a problem. We do a lot of employee training. That employee received training in this year so far and didn't follow the training. And those kind of things happen. We have a manufacturing process. I can tell you things happen. Fortunately, no equipment was hurt. No employees, more importantly, were hurt. Nothing was damaged. Okay, we have some minor, the sprinklers go off, you have to replace, there's things that have to be done. To my understanding, all equipment and sensors, alarms, everything is currently up to where it should be. We are waiting for final inspection. We had a very good meeting, as the chief said, and we've nailed it down to these final review, which unfortunately is going to drag out another week. But I think we're there, and safety is paramount to us. I want to say one other thing. There's been some stories around here about trying to get rid of the weed company and trying to get rid of, I don't know, they don't like the business we're in. I really think it's a misunderstanding. This company, I'm a conservative individual. This is a business that's been federally legal for a decade. Okay. It is a business that is now being taken care of by Medicaid, Medicare, Medicaid. And we personally have had benefit from that for family surgeries and other things. So we sell this all over the world. We ship it from here, all over Europe, all over Asia. We're quite proud of the business that's been built out there. The safety is paramount, the community is paramount to us, and we're committed to this community. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions or? Thank you again.
So is there anyone else that would like to come up to the podium and speak? Okay, come on up.
Hello, my name's Tyler Montoya. I'm a production manager at GVB Biopharma. I just wanted to say that we are deeply committed to actively addressing conditions and concerns, along with proactively strengthening our protective measures. Working with the fire sprinkler staff for our whole facility, our whole campus. We don't own the whole campus. We just rent out a section of it, but we've been partnering with them and have done a lot of work and educating ourselves so that we can make sure the whole campus is safe, not just along with our facility. I just want to highlight what Ted said and speak on behalf of some of our employees. We care deeply about our community. A lot of our staff, almost all of our staff comes from this community. The fathers, the mothers, the daughters, the sons, and our children go to these schools. It's blue collar manufacturing work, something I pride myself in supporting my family off of, along with all the people that I work with. Last thing, I want to speak on behalf of all of our staff. I got to talk with a lot of our team members before coming here and say that we care about doing the right thing, all mitigation efforts. And we also have a deep respect for our first responders who keep not only our facility, but this community safe. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on up.
Good evening. My name is Lyndon Jones. I am the Director of Facilities for GVB, which I take care of the engineering, maintenance, and safety and health. So a little part of the reason I got the job is previously I had worked 13 years in ethanol manufacturing, which is the other flammable substance that we have on site, and gone through many of the safety protocols and working with that. And I do have input on how we do things and making it safe and complying with all the regulations, whether they're OSHA, fire, or building department. And so we have tried to comply with all of those and do as much as we can. And as Ted mentioned, unfortunately, there was a small incident. The building that it is in, Russ identified as metal siding. It actually is a concrete block building. So that is why we mentioned that it does have the ability to withstand some unfortunate incident that we had. And it was, again, very small. So I just wanted to relay that to you, that we do have dedication to make that, and especially around our employees. You know, the equipment can be repaired. We do not want the employees to be in danger. So we really strive to make sure everything is in place. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak to the council? Is there anyone online? Okay. Okay. So then if there's no one else that wants to speak, I'm ready for a motion to adjourn.
Well moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Passed unanimously. The meeting's over. Thank you all for coming.